I really hope by starting this video off with something that is, well, you know what, hey, relatively positive in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't run contrary to the narrative, because, natural immunity, according to this expert here, right, just natural immunity, longer lasting than protections from the jab, which is good to know. And this guy's like a legitimate expert. Who knows if he's on the approved list or not, but hey, you know what? Any news that is good news when it comes to the coof is few and far between. So take the good stuff where we can get it, I suppose. I'll hope that this ends up, staying up, because hey, last time we went through the science, it actually stayed too. So hey, spread the love, I guess. Not the virus, right? We're all scared of that, right? Right? You still scared? Delta and Mu and Lambda is still being held off in the fucking bullpen. It's still out there warming up. What is it, like 4 out of 49 states? I think I've seen another report out there. 49 states are reporting a different Mu variant, even though they still can't test specifically for the Delta variant. But hey, yeah, the Mu's out there. Go fuck yourself. The immunity conferred by recovering from COVID-19 is better than the protection afforded by the jab, according to a prominent vaccine inventor, saying, in a part, at least cited in part, by a study from Israel, where they're having just a bitch of a time with them old breakthrough cases, right? Israeli researchers found that people in the country vaccinated, these are Israelis, vaccinated with Pfizer's COVID-19 shot were 13 times more likely to contract the Delta variant of the China virus and 27 times more at risk of symptomatic disease compared to those who have recovered from the coof. Those are pretty staggering numbers. Okay, there's a lot of other theories that are out there, and I would love to explore those more, but they don't, they aren't allowed by the science community, and then just exploring ideas that you don't necessarily hold yourself is a verboten idea in today's day and age on big tech. But hey, the fact that you can, there's a whole bunch of different things here, and I don't really want to start walking that line a little too closely, because I just got out of YouTube jail, 8 days ago, and it kind of feels good for the time being. Who knows how long that's going to last, and hey, maybe this is the one right there, but we'll see where that goes. But the Delta variant, it's not just like a cute name that airline companies use, or it's just a fun thing to call your fucking globalist empire major conglomerate business, but it's actually from the Delta region, because it was discovered in India, and I think this one was in the fall of 2020 as well. It's from that region of India that is excessively filthy or whatever. It's something like that. But it's just weird how we have to refer to the China virus as COVID-19, but yet you can point directly at different regions that produce the different variants, and they can be different names. It's just fucking cute now, isn't it? Definitely doesn't have anything to do with that Belt and Road strategy or the greater problem, greater threat of the CCP. Now, be politically correct to those who hold the purse strings to the national debt, of course. But yeah, no, India, you can continue to shit on them because they shit on each other and create the Delta variant. Whatever. It's now been shown in that paper that the breadth of the immune response in the terms of T and B cell memory populations is more diverse and more long-lasting than the breadth of immune response elicited by the spike protein-based vaccines alone. So if you've had it, and you've had the jab, you're like super vaccinated. So why are people still so scared of unvaccinated, even though they're already booking their slots for the fucking booster jab? It doesn't make any sense to me. But hey, then again, I don't have a white lab coat or a white hood. Well, antibodies reduce over time. T cells, the type of white blood cells that protect against infection, and B cells can last a long time. Everybody's at least familiar with T cells, but B cells, like I said, I'm no doctor. I just pick up heavy things and put them down. I'm not too familiar with B cells. That could just be me having a blind spot in my knowledge base, but hey, this dude's an immunologist and I'm not. Federal health authorities acknowledge natural immunity exists, but have continued to claim that protection from the vaccine is better, pointing to a different set of studies, including one from Kentucky published by the state and, oh yes, of course, the CDC researchers. Authorities continue to urge everybody, regardless of prior infection, to get the vaccine. And then we got another doctor, actually another professor from the Department of epidemiology and biostatistics from the University of California, San Francisco's branch. So this guy, you know what? An academic, a doctor of foreign extraction, just going by the name here, I could be completely off, but Vinya Prasad, it's fucking, make some logical extensions here. He's from Southern California, at the University of California. I don't think he's one of these right-wing extremists. It'll be just a little bit of a fucking stretch to make as much of an assumption. So, natural immunity is pretty darn good. Sweet. And we would be best to focus our efforts on people who are both unvaccinated and vaccinated, have not recovered from prior infections, okay? So it's almost like we've circled all the way back around to herd immunity in some sort of level. But before we need to push the envelope any farther, like always, link in description. Let's move along to, as Breitbart called them when I clicked on the link for this one, Dr. Doom, but he's not nearly as fucking cool as like real Victor Van Doom. So let's cool it on that. This dude is about as much of a doctor as Dr. Seuss was. Or Bill Cosby. Fauci lashes out at crowd of college football stadiums. I don't think it's smart. Tells fans you should be wearing a mask. Have you seen the footage coming out of the opening weekend of college football season? Holy fuck, it was impressive, and the crowds were legit sellouts, okay? I think it was Virginia Tech. There was a video circulating out there. The entire stadium was fucking full, and they're running onto the field song is Metallica's Enter Sandman. Like, come on, just get a little bit more fucking original. But I do have to admit that the intro riff to that is pretty fucking dope, and everybody's bouncing up and down in the crowd, and the sea of people is so fucking impressive and is really awesome. And yeah, it didn't really look like too many people were adhering to the recommendations of Dr. Fauci. Now, there's a little fucking caveat to that as well. Virginia Tech also has a vaccine mandate to be on campus, so there's a good chance everybody there has already received the poke twice over, and it was outdoors. So where's the science that you're trying to follow on this one? It seems a little bit shaky, kind of like your credentials. Tuesday on CNN's Newsroom. Oh yes, with a bloated Jake Tapper. Chief White House medical advisor Dr. Anthony Fauci reacted to the large crowds at some of the marquee matchups for week 1 of college football season. Fauci said he does not think he's smart. That it's smart for fans to gather in such large crowds. Why? Because people are having fun and he wants everybody to be in fear for their life. These are fucking 20-year-old college kids drunk off their tits or showing their tits in some occasions. I don't have anything pulled up there, but hey, they're not doing any of that themselves. I just think it's dope to see at least something that resembles a kind of normal situation that we had all those years ago in 2019 or even early 2020. Oh, God. 19 months into this shit. Can you fucking believe it? We could be stuck in outbreak mode. I just want to know what his statement on Barack Obama's, 60th birthday party was. I just want to know what that was. Where 64 people actually got fucking caught popping positive. I just want to hear a statement on that one. Oh yeah, we could be stuck in outbreak mode. Yeah, sure, whatever. People having fun, we can't have that. Fun is verboten. Fun makes you not think of the fear that is going on. I get folks want to go back to normal life. They want to go to games, right? I want to just go to games. Oh, you do, and you also take off your mask, right? Cocksucker. But when you look at crowds like that, do you approve of that, or is it just not smart? Oh, that was Jim Sciutto. Fuck him. No, I don't think it's smart. I think when you're dealing particularly, outdoors is always better than, even he had to concede that he couldn't really keep up the narrative. It's like outdoors is better than indoors, but when those stadiums put roofs on them and they're still open from the side, that makes a big difference. How so? That makes a difference. Follow the science. I am the science. Whatever. Outdoors is always better than indoors, and even when you have such a congregant setting of people close together, first you should be vaccinated. And when you have a congregant settings, particularly indoors, you should be wearing a mask. Yeah, just be afraid, be scared, because there's always going to be a new variant, and we'll be able to call it from whatever region it's from. And Whatever, you're just a fucking tyrant, my dude. Believes this shit. This guy is such a fucking phony. He was exposed for his fucking emails. My God, what was that? A few months ago at this point? But oh yeah, that's all gone because he just continues to get prime time fucking slotting on CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS. He still has the exact same spots he is, even though everybody knows he's a fucking fraud. So let's see if this one sticks. Newly released documents detailed U.S.-funded coronavirus research at Wuhan Institute of Virology. Remember that very necessary, very important, and very conclusive 90-day investigation that Joe Biden signed an executive order, man. We're going to take a look at that lab and see if anything fucked up's happened. Oh, the 90 days is over and it's inconclusive. Good enough for me. And then what? Like a month later, we get new documents that come out. So it looks like they really, wasted more money and wasted more resources instead of just sending people and going to fucking figure this stuff out. But hey, looks like somebody had some documents, realized that nothing was really fucking going on. The CCP were trying to suppress them, or the US were just looking the other way. So fuck it, I'll release them. New documents have been released detailing U.S.-funded research on various types of coronaviruses at the Wuhan Institute of Virology in Wuhan, China, where the first outbreak occurred. That's never, ever been in dispute. It either came from a fucking wet market with people stuffing bats in their faces, bats in the soups, bats in the gutters, and bats hanging from the ceilings. That one's never been in doubt. And then once people started asking, it's like, wow, that's weird. A fucking an outbreak happens in the same city, the same large city that just had like a brand new virology building built. And then there was a little leak there before, but now all of a sudden that was completely out of the question. And then it looks like, it looks like that theory is a little bit more credible at this point. Now, okay, if these bureaucrats would have just came out and said, hey, we were looking into this stuff at the outset, and we were looking at this stuff, to try to figure out how coronavirus is spread, common cold, SARS, MARS, MERS, VERS, whatever the fuck, all of those different ones that are out there, the 7 different variants that we already know, not the variants of this fucking China flu, but, the coronavirus, the designation for different viruses. If they were just trying to study that kind of shit, sending over funding and resources for that, they would have been upfront about it. This wouldn't be such an issue, but you lied about it. You directly lied about it. Why did you lie about it? More than 900 pages of materials were obtained by The Intercept in connection with the Freedom of Information Act lawsuit brought by the publication of the National Institutes of Health. The documents detail the work of the EcoHealth Alliance, a U.S.-based health organization that used federal money to fund research into batch coronaviruses at the Chinese lab. They include 2 previously unpublished grant proposals funded by the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, as well as project updates related to EcoHealth Alliance's research. In unpublished grant proposals directly from the office of Anthony Fauci, okay, where he works, where he makes his money. Well, first it comes from the taxpayer, and then it gets funneled through Congress, and then he eventually gets it after everybody else has had their taste, of course. It came directly from the place that he's responsible for looking after. I see. One of the grants awarded by the NIH to the EcoHealth Alliance, understanding the risk of a bat coronavirus emergence, amounted to... You can't make this shit up. You should have just saved the extra $2 and just fucking made a meme out of it. $666,000, 422. You can't make this shit up. You're researching bats at the tune of 666,000. Fuck. Is this a simulation? Words escape me. This is so fucking just retarded. So absolutely fucking retarded. The grant proposal outlines the ambitious plan led by EcoHealth Alliance President Dr. Peter Daszak. Oh, he was a part of those emails too. To investigate the ecology, evolutionary biology, and transmission dynamics of bat coronaviruses and human-wildlife interface. Again, nothing wrong with doing this research. Should have just been upfront about it, okay? Should have cashed that check for $666,000. Oh my God. Specifically, we will conduct field studies in China to obtain high-quality samples from bats and identify, characterize, and isolate known and novel coronavirus. The grant proposal reads, we will analyze the patterns of coronavirus transmission among bats and other wildlife and the risk of spillover to humans. Okay, so I bet you're probably saying, or maybe this is lingering in the back of your mind, okay, this is an unpublished grant, but they had all the write-ups, okay, they had the money that was there, and remember, they're in communist China, known for being, upstanding citizens when it comes to intellectual property. Do you think that maybe they've seen this grant, they've seen all this research that was there, and maybe just funded it themselves, and that's why the grant was never quite followed through on? Food for thought. Bat soup for thought, in fact. Daszak's research also involved screening people who work with live animals. The documents also note that key experimental work with humanized mice was conducted at a biosafety lab, a level 3 lab in fact, at the Wuhan University Center for Animal Experiments, and not at the WIV, as was previously assumed The Intercept reported. Interesting. So they had multiple campuses working on this. Was any of the tools, any of the researchers themselves, any of the experiments themselves transferred between the two places? Do we have reason to suspect something might have happened during a transfer if such things did occur? Questions that, should be investigated but weren't apparently. The grant proposal also acknowledges the potential dangers of the study, including during fieldwork, stating that involves the highest risk of exposure to SARS and other COVs, interesting, while working in caves with high bat density overhead and potential for fecal dust to be inhaled. Interesting. There is also some risk to exposure to pathogens or physical injury while handling bats, civets, rodents, or other animals, like little Italian men who are almost in their fucking 80s collecting a 6-digit paycheck, while blood samples, or other etc. The document reads, virus isolation may be a challenge. You don't say. The bat coronavirus grant provided the EcoHealth Alliance with a total of $3.1 million, including, no memes here, $599,000 that the Wuhan Institute of Virology used, in part, to identify and alter bat coronaviruses likely to infect humans, according to The Intercept. Holy fuck. The grant was initially awarded for a 5-year period from 2014 to 2019. Funding was renewed in 2019, but suspended by the Trump administration in April of 2020. Wait a minute. That place that the virus came from, Wuhan, I'm not saying anything when it comes to a lab, but what I'm saying is we're giving them money. You need to stop that right now. Second grant awarded to the NIH to EcoHealth Alliance, understanding risk of a zoonotic? That makes sense. Virus emergence is in emergent infectious disease hotspots of Southeast Asia, was awarded in August 2020 and extends through 2025. How adorable. Again, doing this research is not a bad thing. Just be honest about it. Skipping ahead a little bit because we don't need a total play-by-play. Even before the COVID-19 pandemic, many scientists were concerned about the potential dangers associated with such experiments, and the newly released documents will no doubt raise further questions regarding the theory that the China virus pandemic originated in the lab leak in Wuhan. Yeah, makes sense. Following the release of the documents, Richard Ebright, a molecular biologist at Rutgers University, wrote this could go a couple different ways. The materials confirm the grant supported the construction in Wuhan of novel chimeric SARS-related coronaviruses that combined a spike gene from one coronavirus with a genetic information from another coronavirus, and confirmed the resulting viruses could infect human cells. Ooh, that's pretty spicy. Isn't he telling a lie, though? Documents make it clear that the assertions by the NIH director, Francis Collins, and the NIAID director, Anthony Fauci, at the NIH did not support gain-of-function research or potential pandemic pathogen enhancement at WIV are untruthful. this guy's the science, right? Anthony Fauci, okay? Francis Collins. All of those people, former, what's her name? The fucking Dr. Burke's there, the one who liked to travel about the country, tell everybody else to be locked down for the holidays, but I haven't seen my parents in a long time, so I need to go see them. All of those people, the rules for thee and not for me. They lie about everything because they know what's there, and they don't want you to discuss it. And you can't dive any further than just, oh, look at these facts. We can't speculate any further. Otherwise, we'll just be silenced and not allowed on internet anymore. The reason why they want to keep you afraid, the reason they have to lie to you, because they just, once again, I feel like a broken record. They just want to maintain their grasp on power, okay? There's been a lot of breakthroughs in revealing people's stated purpose in life. Okay, ever since the outset of this pandemic, there's been certain groups of people that wish to empower and help the people themselves live the healthiest, safest life that they can, make their own decisions for them. And then there's the other side of the aisle that desperately looks at this as an opportunity to seize power and see how far they can push people, because they think that they need to be in control of society, so this will never ever happen again, because the unwashed masses are too fucking stupid to make decisions for themselves, okay? Because if this was still about the virus at this point, which it's long since not been the case, okay? Because nobody can still make a tangible argument. Like, I'm looking for them out there. How vaccine passports, okay? I know a little bit of a divergence off the initial point, but how vaccine passports actually stop the transmission of the virus. I don't get it. There's no fucking reason. Why should we be capitulating to these fucking weirdos anymore? Because, hey, if this was about the virus, why would you bar this kid from taking virtual classes because he's not adhering to the vaccine mandate? Listen, if you want to have everybody on campus, okay, I'm not saying this is right, okay? This is their logic, okay? Everybody's going to be congregating together. We're going to have to make them wear masks because that's what Fauci says, and everybody's going to have to get the jab, okay? Even though all of these kids are like relatively healthy and, you know what, in good shape, and even though they you know what, just looking at their demographics and the population, it just really doesn't look like that big of an issue for them, but we're going to have to make sure that everybody is safe at all times, because all of our old Marxist professors, yeah, they're getting up there in age, and you know what, they might get the coof, and we're going to have to make sure that everybody is properly taken care of. But and if they don't want to adhere to any of that stuff, so we just put them online. But I don't know, are they going to start transmitting the disease through Zoom? Like, oh man, this is where we're at. This is a real fucking story. This is the New York Post, okay? This isn't in the opinion column. This isn't saying we should ban people until they start to bend the knee and just fucking take it up the ass so that we can continue to march forward with our insane society, whatever fucking eugenics world that you guys want to continue to construct and build. No, this is Rutgers bars unvaccinated students from attending virtual classes. It's not multiple students yet, and you know what? There's no reason for this. There really is no reason for this. New Jersey student said he has been barred from taking classes at Rutgers University because he has not been vaccinated, even though he is only studying virtually from home. Logan Haller, if you hear me, this is going out to all his freaks out there. 22. Didn't think I'd work in Scott Steiner today, but hey, it's one of them. That he largely ignored the school's COVID mandate. This guy's a Chad. His name should be Chad. Logan's a pretty strong name, let's be fair. Because all my classes were remote from his Sandyston home, some 70 miles from Rutgers campus in New Brunswick, New Jersey. But he was locked out of Rutgers email and related accounts when he went to pay his tuition at the end of last month. Okay, so we already got all the education and they didn't make him pay. Maybe because they realized that this dude doesn't give a fuck. They just gave him a free ride. So maybe this is a good story after all. Holler has been forced to miss classes that started September 1st and has been warned it could be weeks before the decision is reached on his application for the exemption of the vaccine mandate, he said. Okay. This dude needs a hookup. I'll probably have to transfer to a different university. Rutgers is not a shit university, by the way. Rutgers is pretty expensive. It's been around since 1766 because the origins of universities used to be noble, like, you know, educating people who wish to seek higher learning and, discuss the poisonous ideologies that are out there in the world and figure out and, have common ground and figure out an amicable solution for both sides. It used to be what universities are about, but now it's just about creating safe spaces that extended to online courses, and this dude would never be in contact with anybody. Okay? Ugh. I find it concerning for the vaccine to be pushed by the university rather than my doctor. Very much so. Very much. He's 22 years old, by the way. 22. Oh, man. Someone wants to be vaccinated, that's fine with me. But I don't think they should be pushed, he insisted, saying that he doesn't find COVID to be scary because he is healthy and not in an at-risk age group. Guy's pretty based. I don't care if I have access to campus. I don't need to be there. They could ban me. I just want to be left alone. Okay, this dude rocks incredibly. Our stepfather, Keith Williams, who has been vaccinated, told the outlets that he is dumbfounded at Rutgers stand. Okay, is this guy me like 9 years ago? That's weird. I believe in science. I believe in I don't have a stepfather, by the way. My parents are still together. I believe in vaccines, but I am highly confident that COVID-19 and variants do not travel through the computer monitors by taking online classes. Oh man, that just got me taken down. God damn it. That's not what the science is telling us. Clearly, this dude's at fucking major risk of infecting everybody around him because he's unvaccinated. Dude, fuck Rutgers. Fuck Fauci. Are you guys waking up yet? I know everybody that I'm talking to right now, you guys see the horseshit for exactly what it is, but I don't know how much farther they're going to continue to go. I do know how much farther they want to continue to go. I just hope they're not successful. I just hope that there's more people that wake up whenever something stupid like this happens. Like, what's the justifiable argument to banning somebody from remote learning because they don't get the jab? Like, there's no conceivable argument. There's no reasonable argument that can be made, because there can be some stupid arguments that are made, but when it comes to just a logical discussion, this is devoid of it, okay? And then hiding the US's involvement with the Wuhan Institute of Virology, doing that kind of stuff as well, that's inexcusable as well. But hey, you can at least understand that one, because all of those old fucking bureaucrats, all of those power-hungry motherfuckers who just want to line their pockets off the back of these fucking lockdowns, if they want to go ahead and do that, they have reason to lie. But you shouldn't allow them to get away with it. Guess what? Rand Paul was right, guys. I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.